Let's be real, earning respect is something we all want, but nobody likes to be seen as a jerk while doing it. If you've ever struggled with striking the balance between confidence and kindness, then you're in the right place. In today's video, we'll dive into ways to command respect without being a jerk. Respect isn't about barking orders or intimidating others. It's about carrying yourself with integrity, clear communication, and empathy. In this video, we'll break down simple yet powerful ways to gain respect in any environment, whether at work, with friends, or even in your personal life. It's about building real connections, setting healthy boundaries, and leading by example without the ego. If you're ready to become a person others admire and respect, without the jerk factor, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and ring the bell for notifications so you never miss any of our upcoming content. We'll help you grow into a confident, respected individual who leads with empathy and authenticity. Now, let's jump into the first tip on how to command respect without being a jerk. Number 1, be consistent. Consistency is the bedrock of respect, a virtue praised not just in modern leadership, but also in ancient philosophy. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This timeless wisdom underscores the importance of aligning your actions with your declared values. Consistency is not about perfection, but about reliability. Being the person others can count on, whether in personal relationships, professional commitments, or daily interactions. In my own life, I've experienced firsthand the power of consistency in earning respect. A few years ago, I joined a new team at work where skepticism ran high. People were hesitant to trust me, not because of any personal failing, but because I was new and they had seen many others come and go without delivering on promises. I remembered Epictetus's words and resolved to prove myself through consistent action. Day after day, I arrived on time, met deadlines, and fulfilled every commitment I made, no matter how small. Over time, the skepticism melted away, replaced by trust and respect, simply because I demonstrated that my words matched my deeds. Consistency also demands discipline, particularly in moments of adversity. There were days when I didn't feel like giving my best effort, days when stress or personal challenges threatened to derail my resolve. But I reminded myself that consistency isn't just about showing up when it's easy. It's about being steadfast, even when the circumstances are less than ideal. The Stoics believed in practicing virtue regardless of external conditions, and I found that this principle carried me through difficult times. By staying true to my commitments, even in the face of obstacles, I not only strengthened my own character, but also reinforced others' confidence in me. However, being consistent doesn't mean being rigid or inflexible. It requires a balance between reliability and adaptability. In one instance, a project I was managing encountered unexpected setbacks. Rather than stubbornly adhering to an outdated plan, I adapted while maintaining the same level of commitment to quality and deadlines. This approach taught me that consistency is not about refusing to change, but about staying true to your principles while navigating change. My team respected me more for my ability to adjust without compromising our shared goals, a lesson that reaffirmed the Stoic belief in practical wisdom. Consistency isn't just about how others perceive you, it's about how you see yourself. When you act in harmony with your values, you cultivate self-respect, which naturally extends outward. People notice when you walk the talk, and they gravitate toward those who are dependable and authentic. As Epictetus suggested, consistency begins with a decision about who you want to be. Once you make that commitment, every action becomes a step toward earning both respect and inner peace. Number 2. Communicate clearly. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once remarked, "If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." This wisdom highlights the importance of clarity, not just in purpose but also in communication. Clear communication is the foundation of understanding and respect, enabling us to connect with others effectively and avoid unnecessary conflict. Whether in personal relationships or professional interactions, the ability to articulate your thoughts with precision and intention can make all the difference. In my experience, learning to communicate clearly was not an inherent skill, but one I had to cultivate through trial and error. Early in my career, I often assumed that my audience understood the context of my words as I did. This assumption led to misunderstandings, missed deadlines, and unnecessary frustration. It wasn't until a mentor advised me to slow down, think through my message, and simplify it that I saw a transformation. By choosing my words carefully, considering my audience's perspective, and confirming their understanding, I found that I not only avoided confusion, but also earned greater trust and respect. Clear communication requires intentional listening, a principle deeply valued in Stoic practice. The Stoics emphasized the need to listen actively before speaking, understanding that words should be a response to what is necessary, not a reaction to impulse. I recall a situation where a colleague came to me with a problem they were hesitant to explain fully. By listening without interrupting and asking clarifying questions, I showed them that I valued their perspective. This approach not only helped us resolve the issue effectively, but also strengthened our working relationship. Listening is an act of respect, and when people feel heard, they are more likely to reciprocate with respect and openness. Equally important in clear communication is the courage to address difficult topics honestly and respectfully. Stoicism teaches us to face challenges with equanimity, understanding that avoiding difficult conversations only prolongs discomfort. I once had to provide feedback to a team member whose performance was affecting our collective progress. Instead of dancing around the issue or being overly critical, I approached the conversation with empathy and clarity. I explained the specific behaviors that needed improvement, provided actionable suggestions, and reassured them of my support. Though it was an uncomfortable discussion, the respect I showed in addressing the matter directly but kindly made a lasting impact. Clear communication isn't just about what you say, but how you say it. Tone, body language, and timing all play a role in ensuring your message is received as intended. I've learned that even the most well-crafted words can be rendered ineffective if delivered in haste or with an inappropriate demeanor. By practicing mindfulness, a concept the Stoics often advocated, I've become more aware of how my delivery influences the perception of my words. Clear communication, when coupled with thoughtfulness and respect, is a powerful tool for fostering meaningful connections and earning the respect of others. Number 3. Show empathy. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize?" This profound reflection underscores the importance of empathy, not as a weakness, but as a strength that bridges human connections. Empathy allows us to step into another's perspective, fostering understanding and cultivating an environment where respect naturally flourishes. In my own life, I've seen how empathy transforms interactions. During a challenging project at work, a team member consistently missed deadlines, causing frustration among the group. My initial reaction was irritation, but Marcus Aurelius' words reminded me to pause and reflect. I decided to approach the situation differently, asking about their struggles rather than reprimanding them. It turned out they were dealing with personal challenges that they hadn't shared out of fear of judgment. By showing empathy, I not only helped them find a solution, but also strengthened our professional relationship. The respect they expressed afterward reaffirmed the power of compassion in earning trust. Empathy also teaches us to respond rather than react, a core principle in Stoic practice. It's easy to snap in frustration or judge someone harshly when emotions run high. However, when we take a moment to understand the other person's intentions or struggles, we often realize that their actions are not as malicious or careless as they appear. I remember a heated argument with a close friend where both of us felt misunderstood. Instead of letting anger dictate my words, I took a step back and asked about their perspective. Listening to their feelings allowed me to see the situation differently, turning a potentially damaging moment into an opportunity for deeper connection. One of the most significant lessons empathy has taught me is the importance of assuming good intentions. The Stoics believed in focusing on what we can control, our thoughts and actions, while recognizing that others are often doing the best they can with the resources they have. In one instance, a junior colleague made an error that set a project back by several days. Instead of assigning blame, I acknowledged their effort and asked how we could prevent similar mistakes in the future. This approach not only corrected the issue, but also empowered them to grow, earning me their respect and loyalty in return. Empathy requires vulnerability, which can feel uncomfortable, but is ultimately rewarding. Admitting that we don't have all the answers, or that we too have made similar mistakes, creates space for mutual respect. I've learned that when I share my own struggles, it often encourages others to open up, creating a more authentic and supportive dynamic. Stoicism's emphasis on shared humanity reminds us that vulnerability isn't a flaw. It's a bridge that connects us. Empathy enriches not only our relationships with others, but also our understanding of ourselves. By seeking to understand the emotions and motivations of those around us, we gain insight into our own values and biases. Showing empathy is not just about earning respect, it is a practice of self-awareness and growth. When we cultivate empathy, we embody the Stoic ideal of living in harmony with others, earning their respect not through authority, but through understanding. Number 4. Set boundaries. Epictetus famously said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This Stoic wisdom captures the essence of setting boundaries, not as a means of shutting others out, but as a way of asserting control over our own lives. Boundaries are about defining what we can and cannot accept while respecting the autonomy of others. They are acts of self-respect, and when communicated with clarity and firmness, they earn the respect of others as well. I learned the importance of boundaries during a time when I found myself constantly overcommitted. Whether it was work projects or personal favors, I struggled to say no, fearing I might disappoint others or appear uncooperative. This led to exhaustion and resentment. One day, after missing a critical deadline due to an overwhelming workload, I realized I needed to change. Inspired by Epictetus's teachings, I began to evaluate my priorities and clearly communicate what I could realistically handle. By setting limits and being honest about my capacity, I not only regained control over my time, but also earned greater respect from colleagues who appreciated my straightforwardness. Setting boundaries requires courage, especially when faced with people who push against them. There were moments when saying no felt awkward or confrontational. However, I reminded myself that a boundary unspoken is a boundary unenforced. Once, a friend repeatedly called on me for help during late hours, disrupting my work and rest. While I valued the friendship, I had to have a candid conversation about my need for uninterrupted evenings. To my surprise, my friend not only understood, but also expressed admiration for my ability to communicate my needs. This experience reinforced that setting boundaries, when done respectfully, strengthens relationships rather than weakening them. The Stoics taught the importance of focusing on what is within our control. Boundaries align perfectly with this philosophy, as they center on our actions and decisions rather than trying to change others. I recall a situation where a team member habitually handed off their responsibilities to me. Instead of getting frustrated or hoping they'd change, I addressed the issue directly. I explained my workload and the importance of everyone managing their own tasks. By calmly asserting my boundaries, I stopped the behavior and encouraged greater accountability within the team. Boundaries also protect our emotional well-being, a lesson that took me time to internalize. There was a period when I allowed negativity from others to affect my self-esteem. Reflecting on Stoic principles, I realized that while I couldn't control others' words or actions, I could control how I responded. By creating emotional boundaries, choosing not to internalize criticism or engage with unnecessary negativity, I preserved my peace of mind. This shift not only made me feel stronger, but also inspired others to approach me with greater care and respect. Boundaries are about balance. They remind us to honor our own needs while maintaining compassion for others. The act of setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's a commitment to living authentically and intentionally. The Stoics understood that true freedom comes from within, and establishing boundaries is a powerful way to assert that freedom while fostering mutual respect in all our relationships. Number 5. Be competent. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This quote speaks directly to the value of competence, not through words but through actions. Competence is the silent but powerful force that commands respect. It reflects dedication, knowledge, and the ability to deliver results consistently, showcasing your character without the need for elaborate declarations. In my professional life, I've observed how competence shapes perceptions and builds trust. Early in my career, I worked under a manager whose calm and assured demeanor stood out. They never boasted about their skills or experience. Instead, their competence spoke through their ability to solve complex problems and guide the team effectively. Inspired by this example, I committed myself to developing my own expertise and ensuring my work consistently met high standards. I realized that when people see you as reliable and capable, they naturally respect you, not because you demand it, but because you've earned it. Competence requires humility, another virtue highly regarded in Stoicism. True mastery comes not from believing you know everything, but from constantly seeking to learn and improve. I recall a time when I was tasked with a project that involved unfamiliar technology. Rather than feign knowledge, I admitted my limitations and sought help from a colleague who was well versed in the subject. This openness not only enhanced my skills, but also strengthened our professional bond. By prioritizing growth over ego, I demonstrated a commitment to excellence, which others recognized and valued. Another aspect of competence is consistency. The Stoics often emphasized the importance of aligning actions with principles. It's not enough to perform well sporadically. True competence is evident in sustained effort and dependability. I remember working on a long-term project where success depended on maintaining quality over several months. While some team members started strong but waned over time, I stayed focused and consistent. This reliability earned me the respect of both my peers and supervisors, proving that competence isn't just about talent, it's about perseverance. Competence also involves accountability, a trait that fosters trust and admiration. The Stoics believed in taking responsibility for their actions and learning from their mistakes. In one instance, I made an error in a presentation that could have derailed a client meeting. Instead of deflecting blame or making excuses, I owned up to my mistake and quickly rectified the issue. While the error was unfortunate, my accountability reassured the team that I could be trusted even in difficult situations. Respect often grows not from perfection, but from how you handle imperfection. Competence is rooted in purpose. The Stoics encouraged individuals to focus on their unique roles and perform them with excellence. By understanding the value of my contributions and striving to make a meaningful impact, I found a deeper motivation for honing my skills. This purpose-driven approach not only enhanced my work, but also inspired those around me. Competence, when combined with integrity and humility, becomes a powerful way to command respect while remaining true to oneself. Number 6. Treat everyone fairly. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Treat your inferiors as you would be treated by your superiors." This timeless principle emphasizes fairness and equality, which are at the heart of commanding respect. Treating everyone fairly, regardless of their status, background, or relationship with you, is a reflection of moral integrity. Fairness is not about favoritism or appeasement, but about consistently upholding justice and dignity in all interactions. In my own experience, fairness has proven to be a cornerstone of earning respect. I once led a team with members of varying skills and seniority levels. Initially, I noticed that more experienced members felt entitled to better assignments, while newer members were left with less desirable tasks. Inspired by Seneca's wisdom, I decided to implement a rotational system for assignments, ensuring equal opportunities for everyone. This approach fostered a sense of inclusivity and mutual respect within the team. By treating everyone fairly, I not only improved morale, but also created an environment where everyone felt valued and motivated. Fairness also requires the courage to address bias, a lesson I learned while mediating a workplace conflict. Two colleagues had a disagreement, and I was asked to intervene. One colleague was well liked, while the other often clashed with the group. It would have been easy to side with the popular individual, but fairness demanded that I approach the situation impartially. I listened to both sides, focused on the facts, and proposed a solution based on equity rather than opinion. This act of fairness earned me the trust of both parties and reinforced the importance of objectivity in leadership. The Stoics believed in treating others with humanity, recognizing that we are all part of the same collective. This perspective reminds us that fairness extends beyond formal settings and applies to everyday interactions. I once observed a cashier being treated dismissively by a customer. When it was my turn, I made an effort to greet the cashier warmly and express gratitude for their service. The smile they returned wasn't just about the words, it was about the respect conveyed in that brief interaction. Treating everyone fairly, no matter their role or position, reflects a character rooted in justice. Fairness also demands consistency, a quality that builds credibility over time. I recall a mentor who treated every student in their class with the same level of attention and respect, regardless of their academic performance. This consistency inspired admiration and trust from everyone, as we all knew we would be treated with equal regard. In my own life, I strive to emulate this consistency by upholding the same standards for everyone, ensuring that fairness is not situational but habitual. Fairness reinforces the interconnectedness of respect. When people see that you treat others with dignity and impartiality, they are more likely to extend the same respect to you. Fairness is a quiet but powerful force. It doesn't demand attention, yet it earns admiration. By embodying fairness, we align with Stoic values of justice and humanity, commanding respect not through authority, but through equitable action. Number 7, lead by example. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius profoundly stated, "Waste no time talking about what a good man should be. Be one." This principle is the essence of leading by example, living in alignment with your values and demonstrating through action what you stand for. Leadership, in this sense, is not about authority or titles, but about embodying the qualities you wish to see in others. In my personal journey, I learned the power of leading by example when I was placed in charge of a team during a challenging project. The workload was intense and tensions were high. While it was tempting to delegate the most difficult tasks, I chose to take on the first set of challenges myself, demonstrating commitment and resilience. This action set the tone for the team, inspiring others to tackle their own responsibilities with greater determination. People naturally respect leaders who show that they are willing to do the work they ask of others. Leading by example also involves holding oneself accountable, a key tenet of Stoic philosophy. On one occasion, I made a significant mistake in my work that affected the team's progress. Rather than deflect blame, I openly acknowledged my error and took immediate steps to correct it. This act of accountability not only resolved the issue, but also demonstrated integrity, earning me the trust and respect of my colleagues. Accountability reinforces the idea that leadership is about shared responsibility rather than control. Another way to lead by example is through emotional discipline, which the Stoics emphasized as a vital skill. I once encountered a situation where a heated disagreement erupted during a meeting. While others reacted emotionally, I consciously practiced self-restraint, focusing on listening and de-escalating the situation. My calm demeanor influenced others to approach the conversation more constructively. This experience reaffirmed that emotional stability is a powerful way to lead, showing others the value of measured and thoughtful responses. Consistency is another critical aspect of leading by example. As the Stoics taught, it's not enough to act virtuously in moments of convenience. True character is revealed in times of difficulty. During a demanding period at work, I ensured that my efforts and attitude remained steady, even when faced with setbacks. This consistency inspired others to persevere, knowing they could rely on me to maintain focus and composure. Respect is often built through such quiet, sustained dedication. Lastly, leading by example extends beyond actions to how we treat others. I've always admired leaders who show respect and empathy regardless of someone's position or background. By consistently treating everyone with dignity, I aim to create an environment where respect flows naturally. People gravitate toward leaders who uplift others and model behavior that aligns with shared values. Leading by example is about authenticity and alignment between words and actions. It requires discipline, humility, and a commitment to living the principles you advocate. The Stoics remind us that leadership is not about imposing power, but about inspiring trust and respect through unwavering character and action. And there you have it, 7 ways to command respect without being a jerk. It's all about showing up consistently with confidence, clear communication, empathy, and integrity. Remember, respect isn't something you demand. It's something you earn through your actions and attitude. Whether you're at work, in social situations, or in your personal life, these strategies will help you create authentic, respectful connections. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like this video and leave a comment below sharing which tip resonated with you the most. I'd love to hear how you've applied these strategies or any experiences you've had with earning respect the right way. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more content that helps you level up your life and relationships. Remember, commanding respect isn't about being tough or domineering. It's about being genuine, fair, and competent while leading by example. So go out there and start earning the respect you deserve without the jerk factor. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.